Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today is June 12th, Democracy Day in Nigeria, a day meant to celebrate the return of democracy and the struggles of our past heroes. But instead of celebration, Nigerians are back on the streets protesting against worsening insecurity, economic hardship, and bad governance. In this video, we bring you the latest from major protest scenes in Abuja and Lagos. We will look at what happened to activist Omoyele Sowore in Abuja and how entertainer Falz joined protesters in Lagos. Stay tuned as we break down the events, the demands, and what this means for Nigeria. If you are new here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. On this June 12, 2026, civil society groups, activists, and ordinary Nigerians took to the streets in different parts of the country. The protests were organized to demand an end to insecurity, the return of kidnapped victims, better living conditions, and an end to economic hardship that has left many families struggling. Protesters say enough is enough with the current state of affairs, where schools remain open even as students continue to be kidnapped and citizens live in fear of bandits, kidnappers, and other criminals. Let us start with Abuja. Human rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore was at the forefront of a protest at Unity Fountain or nearby areas. Videos circulating online show police moving in to disperse the crowd. Armed policemen fired tear gas at the protesters, including at close range. Eyewitnesses and people at the scene began shouting, "Sowore gun faint, oh!" Sowore reportedly collapsed after inhaling a heavy amount of tear gas. Fellow protesters quickly helped him and rushed him away for medical attention. This moment has sparked a lot of reactions online. Some people are calling it staged or questioning the details, while many others condemn the use of tear gas on unarmed citizens on Democracy Day. Firing tear gas at close range is dangerous. It can cause serious breathing problems, eye irritation, and in some cases lead to unconsciousness, especially for someone right in the middle of the crowd leading the chants. Sowore has a long history of activism, from his days with Sahara reporters to multiple arrests and protests against different governments. Today he was out again demanding better governance, an end to hardship, and action on insecurity. Many Nigerians watching the videos are asking why security forces seem quick to use force against peaceful protesters, but struggle to tackle bandits and kidnappers in forests across Nigeria. Comments online range from support for the protesters to criticism of the police tactics. One thing is clear, this incident has brought more attention to the protests and the issues they are raising. Now shifting to Lagos. In Lagos, the protest also drew notable faces. Popular entertainer and activist Falz, also known as Falz the Bad Guy, joined the march. Videos show him speaking to protesters and addressing the crowd. Falz said things like, "What is going on in this country? Schools are still open while students are being kidnapped. This must stop." He emphasized that the issue of insecurity is long overdue and that too many people have been killed across several states. Falz was seen with other concerned Nigerians calling for the return of all kidnapped victims and demanding that the government take decisive action. His presence is significant because he is a celebrity who could choose comfort but chooses to stand with the people on the streets. Many commenters are praising him for consistency and courage. They say history will remember those who speak up when it matters. The broader context of these June 12th protests is important. A coalition that includes civil society organizations, trade unions, youth groups, and figures like Femi Falana called for nationwide mass action. Their demands focus on worsening insecurity, escalating economic hardship, and the continuous deterioration of living conditions for millions of Nigerians. Innocent people are being killed, abducted, and displaced. Schools operate under fear. Families cannot travel safely. The cost of living has skyrocketed, making basic things difficult for the average person. Protesters in Lagos carried placards and chanted slogans against insecurity. They want the government to secure lives and property, rescue those in captivity, and address the root causes of these problems. In Abuja, the energy was similar before the tear gas disrupted the gathering. These are not isolated events, they reflect deep frustration across the country.
Nigeria has a history with June 12th. It marks the anniversary of the 1993 presidential election widely believed to have been won by MKO Abiola but annulled, leading to years of struggle for democracy. Today, on Democracy Day, citizens are reminding leaders that democracy should mean accountability, security, and welfare of the people, not just holding elections. Reactions to Sowore's incident have been mixed. Some supporters say it shows the government's intolerance for dissent. Others worry about the health of the activist and call for calm. In Lagos, Falz's involvement has inspired many, with people saying more celebrities and influential voices should join the call for change. Supporters argue that when citizens speak up peacefully, security agencies should protect them rather than disperse them with force. The protests highlight ongoing challenges. Insecurity remains a major problem in many states. Kidnapping for ransom affects schools, highways, and communities. Economic pressures, including high inflation, fuel costs, and unemployment, make daily life tough. Protesters want concrete solutions, better intelligence for security agencies, improved welfare for officers, community involvement, and political will from the top. As these events unfold, Nigerians at home and in the diaspora are watching closely. Social media is filled with videos, debates, and calls for solidarity. Some ask why protests often happen in major cities like Abuja and Lagos and urge people in other areas to make their voices heard too. Others stress the need for peaceful assembly and responsible policing. The sight of Sowore being helped after collapsing has gone viral. Protesters around him showed concern and quick action. In Lagos, Falz's words resonated with many parents and young people worried about the future. Both scenes remind us that June 12th is not just a holiday, it is a day to reflect on where Nigeria is and where it should be. Government responses so far have not been detailed in the immediate videos, but history shows that such protests often lead to statements, promises, or sometimes arrests. Citizens hope that this time the demands will lead to real action rather than temporary measures. Broader issues include the role of activists like Sowore, who have dedicated years to pushing for reform. Love him or criticize his methods, his presence keeps certain issues in the spotlight. Similarly, entertainers like Falz using their platform for social commentary show the power of influence when used for public good. As the day progresses, more reports may emerge from other parts of the country. The coalition behind the protests aims for nationwide impact. Their message is simple: Nigerians deserve security, opportunity, and good governance. Democracy Day should celebrate these values, not highlight their absence. In summary of the events, the Abuja protest turned chaotic with tear gas leading to Sowore's collapse, while the Lagos protest remained focused, with Falz amplifying the call against insecurity. Both contribute to a national conversation that cannot be ignored. For instance, tear gas is a standard crowd control tool, but its use at close range on leaders of peaceful protests raises questions about proportionality. Protesters argue they are exercising their democratic right. Security forces cite maintaining public order. Finding balance is key to a healthy democracy. Economic hardship is another driver. Many families can barely afford food, transportation, or school fees. When combined with fear of kidnapping, frustration boils over. Protests like these are outlets for that pressure. Falz's participation also sparks debate about the role of celebrities in politics and activism. Some say they should stay in entertainment, others praise them for using fame responsibly. His father, Femi Falana, being part of the coalition adds another layer. Sowore's activism spans different administrations. Supporters see him as consistent. Critics question outcomes. Today's event puts him back in the news and refocuses attention on the issues. Nigerians want results, rescued victims, safer schools, lower costs, and responsive leadership. Whether these protests achieve that depends on follow-up, media coverage, and pressure from citizens. That wraps up our coverage of the June 12th protests. From Sowore's incident in Abuja to Falz speaking out in Lagos, it is clear that many Nigerians are demanding change. Democracy is not just about voting, it's about holding leaders accountable every day. What do you think about these events? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you support the protests? What solutions would you suggest for insecurity and hardship? Like this video if you want more updates, subscribe for daily news and analysis, and share with friends. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and let's keep pushing for a better Nigeria. See you in the next video.
We fail. I personally believe in the democratic system. I believe in the democratic process, and I'm ready on that day to exercise my franchise. Thank you. Thank you. Schools are still open every single day. Students are still being kidnapped. What is going on? This has to stop, and this must stop immediately.
The election date has been changed, and a lot of people are almost giving up now, saying that nothing can happen in Nigeria again. Nigeria can be better. Some would argue that Nigeria is better. Do you think this current ruling party will win again in the next election?
I can't predict who's winning or who's not winning. I think from the general mood, I think we can see how people are feeling. I think we can see the discontent, the dissatisfaction with the way that they've managed their affairs. They've had ample time to show any willingness, any political will to make a difference. But it's clear that they do not want to. And we are going to go to the ballot to show how we fail. I personally believe in the democratic...
They don't start. They don't start. Police are already shooting. Police are already shooting. Police on the shoot. 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 Police is already shooting us. You see, Sowore don't faint. 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 Sowore don't fight, oh. Nigeria police won't kill Sowore. Nigeria police won't kill Sowore. Nigeria police. Nigeria police. Nigeria police. Nigeria police. Nigeria police don't kill Sowore. Nigeria police. Nigeria police. Nigeria police. Nigeria police. Nigeria police. Nigeria police won't kill Sowore.